Baltimore, Maryland. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. As it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. On the Browns sideline, there you see head coach Kevin Stefanski. His guys got the season started on a high note, a home victory in the opener. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, and the kicker, Tyler Loop, ready to get us started. We are underway through the raindrops in Baltimore. Oh, nice move. Up to midfield. And finally, he's out of bounds, but not before a great return. He's all the way inside the 30.
I can't help but smile, not because I'm rooting for any team in particular, but to see the special teams set up their team in such a big way, you just know that helps the interaction between all phases of a football team.
Right to the air is Rodgers. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
These defensive backs are going to have their hands full in this one. They got a test right there on play 1, but good work to get a hand in and knock the ball away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Throwing now is Rodgers. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete. So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. Prater's kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Jackson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Jackson to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he will have a Ravens first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. The Ravens at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 91 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in Week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know, it's so difficult for every defense out to prepare for Lamar Jackson. passing, you have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Rodgers now to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Yeah, look at this Baltimore defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one downfield for Tillman. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. A big play that time for Cleveland. 48 yards. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
Sometimes in the run game you can make the argument the quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Now it's Rodgers. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Prater's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. Well, good start for him in this one here in the first quarter, and he's now 2 for 2 on field goals.
And I know while the offensive coaches are telling their guys, hey, let's leave the kicker out of it unless it's an extra point, this could pay dividends if this game is tight down the stretch. His confidence is going to be sky high if they need him for a big-time kick.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Up the middle with Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. You look at this Browns defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
We know it's only week 1, but the results are pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That one goes for 8 yards.
And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the 1st down.
Throwing is Jackson. That'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
To throw again is Jackson. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
To throw is Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
3 yards. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage. Luke now for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, Luke, back out to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland.
They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
Second and 10. On the zone read, this is Jenkins. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throws to the sideline, he'll complete to Judy.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be fourth down.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown.
Picked off by Grant Delpit.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
At the 30-yard line.
To throw is Rodgers.
Setting up a screen for Jenkins.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Rodgers going to throw.
He'll try to pick it up himself.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. This a 43-yard attempt.
Prater's kick is good.
And that'll get the lead down to 5.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now Jackson.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now it's Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They go play action now. Jackson. Looking left sideline. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Play action. It's Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 16.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Jackson.
Oh, it was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Again, it's Barkley. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Play action. Now Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now it's Jackson.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
The 3-yard touchdown pass as his guys are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
This is Ford. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Myles Garrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Jackson now. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews.
Complete to Mark Andrews. A big gain on the play, but it leads to 4th down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run with Barkley. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll go to Barkley again. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And for Jackson, this may be a free play. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 4.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Ravens are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. A first down carry for Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
That is caught. And they'll have it in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Jackson to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddies. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3.
Matt Prater is set to kick off.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45.
That's a tremendous start to the 3rd quarter. These guys had their foot on the gas the entire first half. They continue to keep the accelerator down.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
That is caught by Likely. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a toss right to Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. The short one there, caught by Likely. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Throwing is Jackson. He finds his man. It's Charlie Kolar.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
He was taken down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Back to throw. Jackson. And it's caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, a 14-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will bump the lead up to 26.
Browns 9. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start on the ground with Judkins.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Once again, Judkins.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Now Rodgers.
Pass caught. He's got Tillman.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out. And, Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it makes it third down and 2 yards to go. Here's Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. To throw is Jackson. The short one there, caught by Likely. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Ali. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they went a little cautious there on 3rd and long.
And nothing wrong with that. Remember, they're playing with a lead right now. So getting a first down, yes, that would be great. But even more importantly, take care of the football. No turnovers, no big plays for the other team, and keep the clock moving.
A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Throwing now is Rodgers. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 7.
Throwing is Rodgers. Now he'll tuck this and run. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
He'll swing this out to Judkins. Now the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's good.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. To throw is Rodgers. Setting up a screen for Judkins. Touchdown! Quinshon Judkins with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Prater for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
Barkley inside handoff. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's Jackson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A gain of 26 yards.
Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. Now it's Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
They wind up getting just a yard out of it. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and that'll keep this a 19-point game. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. And we're in Baltimore. 3rd quarter action. 2nd and 10.
Now Rodgers. A hit as he throws there. Incomplete.
And they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. A short one there, caught by Likely.
And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. Jackson now. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Rodgers going to throw. This is the tight end, Njoku. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now it's Rodgers.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him to first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Second and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9.
To throw, it's Rodgers. This is caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll leave them with third and a full yard to go. On the sneak, Rodgers. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Browns are going to have a first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Judkins will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Ravens offense back out there.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the 32-yard line.
Now it's Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up third and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Jackson. And he is caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That's good.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews, 36 yards.
And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Cleveland offense making their way out. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. He finds his man, Johnson. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Rodgers now to throw.
To the right side, that's where Tillman is.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Now Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. I give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And that makes him now 0 for 3 on fourth down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on fourth down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions, because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Jackson now off the bootleg. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. This offense has gone for it 5 times already. They're now going to go for a 6th fourth down try. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. A throw off his back foot there. That's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this one too low.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Here's Rodgers.
Now he's going to step up and run.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Here's Rodgers to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Another incomplete pass there. We've seen a bevy of those. This secondary, they've been pretty good, haven't they?
They certainly have. They've allowed the 1 touchdown through the air, and they're going to be upset about that later when they watch the game tape. But other than that, they've been absolutely rock solid.
Throwing now is Rodgers. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing is Rodgers.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Aaron Rodgers taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point good by Prater. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line. And that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
1st down, here's Mitchell.
Now a timeout coming in here defensively, as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28.
Throwing is Jackson.
On target to his man, Likely. And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st down and 10 yards to go.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Brings up 3rd and
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Another run with Mitchell.
And this time he is in.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Ravens are on their way to a 2-0 start.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Another not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
3rd and 19.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory.
4 yards. That's good for a Browns first down.
And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw is Rodgers.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And he'll stop it with a spike here with 7 seconds left on the clock.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got